there's not much to speak of. You know, we do have some mom and pop businesses, pharmacists, dry cleaners. We haven't seen anyone close, which is a positive thing, but unfortunately at the same time we haven't seen any growth either.
Yeah.
So over to your left, these walls that are going up at the new Blackhawks facility. And I keep on saying the Blackhawks facility because they will be the major tenant in this development. In fact, it's the owners of Johnny's Ice House further down on Madison Street that are building this. They're expanding. And they have signed an agreement, a long-term lease with the Chicago Blackhawks to be the major tenant of the facility. Now, it will be open to the public. There will be leagues, just like at the other Johnny's Ice House. There will be public ice times. There will be lessons. But then during hockey season, the Blackhawks will obviously be using the ice. There will be a locker facility for the Blackhawks there, a small training facility. So it's slated to open up this fall. They've been going ball busters on this thing since they got the approval to develop here. So we're real excited. The owners of Johnny's Ice House have been really supportive and community minded. So folks are definitely very eager to see this development move forward.
Cool. Very nice.
Yeah, we're hoping, similar to what we had Johnny's Ice House, that as people start traveling down here, using the facility, maybe that would inspire some businesses to want to open up around the facility as well.
Sure.
So here we have some new residential development. I would say with our residential development on our commercial corridor, it's definitely been towards Madison and Western. Obviously higher traffic counts, accessibility. So, you know, they've done real well on their residential sales. These are a lot of rentals up here, but they're all fully occupied. This is a 1 and 2 bedroom. I think it's 300 units. A building that's done very well too. In its leases and its rentals.
The thing that I always notice about these when I drive around here in this area along Western and then along Madison, some of the cross streets here, is that it looks like the homes are occupied. It looks like they've had a lot of trouble getting somebody under the ground level.
And I could talk a little bit about that. I haven't looked at the numbers recently. We're going to go through the light.
Okay.
And then you'll see a small driveway, a little cutout.
Okay.
Just past you can pull up right.
Just right here.
Yeah, you know, at one time when the market was again very strong, they were getting a lot of their rents were extremely high. They wanted square footage. I talked to some retailers that were considering it, and they wanted this comparable amount to what they were asking for down in University Village, down there at Halstead and Roosevelt. Yeah, and retailers said, no way. I mean, so I think they were a little unrealistic, those developers. We do have a Cricket that's come in there. We do have a couple. There's a dance studio that's opened up across the street. Now at this building, this is the old bank building. The owner of the property, who's renting out the 1 or 2 bedrooms, is also supposed to be opening up a organic cafe. They have one in Glenview, I believe. It's called Sweets Cafe. Where the shades are drawn there is where the cafe is supposed to be built. They've got the permits. It's been approved. They've actually started doing some of the build out, but then he pulled back as well. So to your point about, like, have you seen, when the market, you see some people pull back. I think that's another example of pullback. One of the interesting things that you see at this Walgreens is they have this big banner that said new expanded food center. And you might have heard this term food desert, and this area has been identified as a food desert. But so one of the small steps that Walgreens did, and this is apparently the first Walgreens that they've done it in, they've expanded their food center. So now when you go into this Walgreens, you'll see refrigeration systems that have fresh produce, small amount of fresh produce, fruits and vegetables, and then fresh made sandwiches, and then definitely more shelves of food. And they've taken out, they took out their photo center, their printing photo, that's completely gone, to make room for their food center.
Good.
Yeah, so that's one of the ways that Walgreens has kind of addressed that food desert issue. Now, the site that you're looking at right behind us,
Do another circle here.
this is the site of the new grocery store. It was just reported last week at a committee meeting by Alderman Fioretti of the Second Ward that this will be the site of Pete's Grocer. Pete's will be opening, I believe, by spring of 2011. The next stage is the permitting and approvals, and then the construction. Probably permitting approvals will take longer than the actual construction. And then in addition to the Pete's, it's been announced that Giordano's Pizza will also be opening at that location. We could take a break.
Okay.
We'll be opening up at that location as well. I believe it's 150 jobs. It'll include a green roof. So obviously, both residents on the east side of Western and west side of Western are completely supportive.
And isn't this a site that a lot of people for a long time have talked about wanting or needing a grocery store right here?
Yes.
Hadn't there? Was that
For
where
years.
at one point maybe even an Aldi they
Yes,
were saying?
yes, yes. So it's completely, it's gone from an Aldi to, there was talk about food for less, to ultimately a Pete's. So it's been very interesting to see the transformation of that site. But people were very pleased with the announcement.